Yeah.
Isn't our set so beautiful?
Put it together myself.
Mm-hmm.
Took me all of 30 seconds. It's got to be a fucking record. Put me in the fucking Guinness Book, man.
Welcome to Play Rated Games Podcast, episode 5. That was 10 when we did it together, so it was fake news. Your one-stop shop for all things play and all things rated and all things gaming. Episode 5.
That mic's not plugged in.
Yeah, the mic's not even plugged in. Why are we lying to you? It's fake. We faked you. We cheated you. It's useless. It's bullshit. Be sure to check out PlayRatedGames right here. PlayRatedGames.com. That's our main website. As you can see, trademarked. We'll have the links in the description. Go click on the links. Check them all out. This is episode 5, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I just ranked all the Banjo and Kazooie worlds.
I just ranked all the best licensed games that you should be playing right now.
Yeah, that's up there right now. Go check out that article. It's a good one.
Unless you're a chicken. Cheap.
So that list will be up there soon. We're doing a lot more lists now. Kind of like Watch Mojo, but like better. For episode 5, our topic today, as you can see in the title, is whatchamacallit? Man, this podcast fucking sucks.
What game characters would do for their jobs in the real world? Is that what we decided on?
I think it was like...
So, all of our favorite video game characters, if they were to come into the real world, what careers would they flourish in? We're going to discuss that right now.
Oh yeah, okay. So if video game characters had real jobs.
Yes. If video games had real jobs, where would they flourish? Where do they belong? Where do they not belong? Let's dissect and find out. Don't overthink it, bro. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. We're here to me, and Banjo Kazooie are here to discuss if video game characters had real life occupations. So it's like, what would Master Chief's day job look like? Would he be a janitor? Because he's always cleaning up the flood.
Yeah, he's always cleaning.
No, he'd be a plumber.
Would he?
He takes care of floods.
Or maybe he would. Or maybe he'd be in the good old U.S. Navy, being a real Master Chief.
Food for thought.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met several. Yeah.
He met Master Chief.
I met 2 Master Chiefs.
Yeah.
Master Chief. I'm not even gonna drop names, but I met him.
Yeah.
So, what would Master Chief do? You know what?
Mm.
He would be. No, I know exactly what he'd be. He would be a welder. He would weld.
Master Chief would be a welder?
Yes, he would weld armor for people.
Can you imagine him like having to get his certifications and everything? Like you get this 7-foot tall suit of armor and you're just like telling him what to do, bossing him around. And he's like, "Sir, I'm trying my best.
I'm trying to get the lead."
Yeah.
The lead. So yeah, he would. All right. So what do you think? Let's come to an agreement. What do you think?
What would Master Chief do?
Yes.
He would. He'd probably work for like the Men in Black or something like that.
No, I know exactly what he'd do.
What?
He would work for the Spartan.
Well, that's not a real job though. We're talking. This has to be grounded in reality.
No, the Spartan Run. That is a real thing. He would organize the Spartan.
Oh,
Run.
I meant the Men in Black.
No, what? No. Master Chief would organize the Spartan Run. That's what he would do.
The Spartan Run?
You know what that is? It's this.
I know Spartans from 300 and Halo.
It's basically it's an athletic run where you run several miles, and basically there's all sorts of there's all sorts of obstacles, all sorts of challenges. It's really cool. He would do that. He would definitely be a Spartan. He would definitely work for the Spartan race.
I'd like to say, I think Master Chief would be good as seriously, I think Master Chief would be good for not how do I put this? He'd probably be good for emotionally traumatized people.
A therapist.
He'd be good as like maybe not like a clinical psychologist, but like
Yes, I can imagine. So, in your dreams, you lost the lead, but I'm going to give you some advice to gain the lead.
no, that's the Halo Online announcer guy.
Aren't they the same person?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're not?
No, it's a totally different guy.
Oh, see, that goes to how much I know.
Mm.
Okay, so he'd be a clinical psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, and he's fucking.
I know exactly what Sonic would be. A track coach.
He would just have like one of those modern art pieces that don't mean shit,
Yes.
like in his office.
Yes. So that like people who think they're smarter than they are can just dissect it all you want. It doesn't mean diddly squat.
Would he keep his helmet on though? Obviously,
Yes.
got to.
That's a given. Like it's in his contract that he does not take that off. And anyone who tries to take it off, he has the right to just straight up murder. Anyway, Sonic would be a track coach.
That's not even fair though.
Why not? It's what he's good at.
Yeah.
He would just, he'd be that high school gym teacher that everybody loves. Like, hey, Mr. Sonic. Oh, hey there, champ. I saw you doing your best out there on the track and field the other day. I know you're going to do great. I dare say Laura Croft would be a great, what do you call that?
Lara Croft.
Lara?
Lara Croft. Lara Croft.
It is Lara.
Lara Croft.
She would make an excellent curator in a museum.
Yeah. Well, of course, she's like, she's Raid's tomb. She's all about history.
All this time.
So would Nathan Drake.
Raiding tombs. He'd be security. He'd be security for the museum. Like, he could tell you all about it, but he's the one who fights for it. So.
He'd be the one. Well, he'd be great security because he's used to, like, busting in, breaking into museums and shit.
Precisely.
Taking out the guards.
So, I would say for Lara Croft, just think about it. Like, all this time raiding the tombs, like, actually getting to curate it, actually get to spread knowledge about it. I feel like that's really her call.
Oh, like all her treasures and stuff.
Yes.
Like her and Nate would
That's
put
really
them all in one museum.
That's her heart's call. If there was ever to be two characters who should be married, it should be those two.
Hey, Nate has his wife. He's got his wifey already. Enough. Don't disrespect Elena like that.
Would never.
But that'd be cool. I mean, I remember one of the Tomb Raider games had a level like that where it was like the Lara Croft mansion, where it was all about like her dad. They tried to give it like a backstory. And
was that the first game or the first? What do we call it? Like the original PlayStation ones?
No, I'm talking about like the newer ones, okay. The newest trilogy.
The only ones I played were the PlayStation 1 ones, and
which I think they just remastered like the first 6 of them.
Yes.
I didn't even realize there were 6 of those.
There were. They've aged about as well as a cup of yogurt, but they're still worth checking out.
I still like them, but yeah, I feel you on that. It's just like they're just kind of legacy titles now, but
yes, they
look like crap. They don't play the smoothest. They haven't aged as well as some of the other PS1 games have. Like they're definitely very stiff to play now.
Now you just had these, all these friggin' 18-year-olds in the, all these 18-year-olds in the late 90s, like, this hot chick to play as, man. They're like, yo, bro, I gotta play this game.
Well, she was the first, kind of like, she wasn't the first female, like, protagonist in a game.
Samus, I think.
Yeah, like, Samus was more of a surprise reveal, though.
Yes.
Spoiler.
That's a good segue. What would Samus be doing?
It's a good one. Yeah. Samus would be
astronaut.
Yeah, so it has to be obviously a real life job, grounded in reality. She could be. I mean, yeah.
She could be.
Fuck not. I was thinking something a little bit more humble.
Air Force pilot.
I mean, that's not really humble, but
I mean,
is it?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Being a pilot's a pretty big deal, but being an astronaut is a astronomical deal.
Hell yeah.
It's in the effing
I'm thinking like Top Gun, like she's like in a fighter jet and shit like that.
That's like, the Navy.
Whatever, just
yeah. I could totally see her as a pilot or as an astronaut or something along those lines. She's a smart cookie.
She's a smart cookie, and I like cookies. Who would be a good baker besides like Cookie Mama and
a good baker?
Well, I'm trying to think like not necessarily. Well, let's name drop and then let's try to think like what's the first like realistic occupation you think they would thrive in?
Okay.
Or if let's just say like their whole resume.
Okay, so not a baker, but a deli worker. Jill Valentine, because she makes Jill sandwiches.
Hell yeah. You heard it first, guys.
A Jill
Resident
sandwich.
Evil 9, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The whole game takes place in a deli.
And if you get the highest ranking, you get to have a Jill sandwich delivered to your home.
You get a Jill hoagie.
Mm-hmm. A Jill sandwich.
It's the best.
So yes, I'd say Jill would be a very good a good sandwich maker.
I think, I was going to say, like, there's no character in Fruit Ninja. It's just you, right? It's just your thumb.
I've never played that game a day in my life, nor do I intend to.
Because you're just like, I don't know if people even still play that one.
You know what, Chris would
That was like one of the first mobile games, like on the iPhone, I think, that really took off. You feel me?
No, I don't.
That and like Temple Run, and what was that one with the square that Geometry Dash or whatever the fuck?
I don't know what that is.
It was like the Impossible game, I think.
I never played any of those
I was good at that
mobile
one.
games ever.
Yeah.
So
You ever played Brick Breaker?
no, I didn't play mobile games. I played the real thing because I'm a man of taste.
So Banjo-Kazooie here.
He'd be a park ranger.
I was gonna say they probably work at like a farm or something. They're always like with the eggs and shit.
Yeah, no, he'd either be a ranch hand or a park ranger.
I think he'd be a Firewatch.
Hmm.
No, Mario would be Firewatch because he's got the flood from Sunshine.
That's only one game.
I know.
So
Hey, they make fucking Lego cars and that
if,
bullshit.
If I may, you have over 200 games featuring this wonderful Italian plumber.
Yeah, well, he's already a plumber, so
The point is that
he gets tired. He gets sick of the shit sometimes.
You have
He
over
wants to
200 games, and only one of them features what you're talking about, and you're talking like it's a mainstay. I don't think so.
Hey, Mario Sunshine is a mainstay.
It.
Let us know in the comments your favorite mainline
It's
Mario
okay.
game, and
It's
why
okay.
is it Mario Sunshine?
It's okay. It's a 7 out of 10 at best.
He's never played it.
Nor do I intend to.
But let us know. Let us know what you think, because
Okay.
Mario Sunshine is goated.
All right, so here's something. If Luigi was to strike out on his own, which he never would, because he's a complete coward, what would Luigi be doing if he were to try to make it big on his own?
If he's not ghost busting.
That's also just one game.
Well, that's his main game, though, where he's the main character.
All right, you know what? Fair enough. If Luigi was to strike out on his own,
Yeah.
what would he be doing?
What would Luigi be up to besides working at like an Italian restaurant as a cook?
Besides, pissing his pants all the time because without his brother, he just...
Well, he's a plumber too, but when he gets sick of the shit, when he gets sick of being a shitter, and he doesn't want to work in the trades anymore, and I don't blame him. What would he be doing?
I'd say Luigi. You know what? I dare say you're right. I dare say he'd start a really good Luigi's Pizza.
I'd say he works on a vineyard, maybe for a nice summer.
Okay, either or Luigi's Pizza, and his special is the mushroom. His main thing is the mushroom pizza. Anyway, I'd say he'd be a pizza owner, and his special would be the mushroom star slice.
But not the mushrooms from the Mushroom Kingdom that like make you get all big.
No, that would be
inconvenient for the customer.
Pretty inconvenient.
Yeah. Especially if they didn't consent to it.
Yes. So yeah, I'd say Luigi, vineyard, or you know what? I'd say he'd run his own fishing mart.
I don't think he would be good as like inside stock trading or anything like that. I wouldn't. I don't think. I think he's too much of a scaredy cat for that. And
he doesn't take risks like that.
He's not a douche. I think Duke Nukem would be better as like a stock bro, like crypto bro.
Yes. No. Yeah. I'd say no. Duke Nukem. He would be a New York Stock Exchange guy.
God.
He's just like, yeah, I have faith in this stock.
I gotta sell these stocks. ExxonMobil.
I've got balls of steel.
NASDAQ. Yeah, Stacy, rub my face.
What's that? You want me to sell you stocks? Blow it out your ass.
I remember in Duke Nukem Forever, or whatever, there was like a loading screen where it was just stupid like little Snapple facts about Duke Nukem, and it was like, Duke Nukem can bench press 600 pounds.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, bro, that's like how much like a freaking Tesla weighs or something. Not actually.
What
but
can he do like
a little smart car at least.
What can he do like 10,000 push-ups?
There's some ridiculous thing like American Psycho, but even more so on steroids.
It's freaking ridiculous.
What would Abe be doing?
Abe?
Abe from Oddworld, in case you guys don't know.
Abe from Oddworld, favorite game of all time. Check it out. Abe, he would be, he would have his own business stand where he sells native trinkets on the side of the road.
I can see that. He's a friendly face.
Yeah, like basically he sells handmade trinkets and food.
And food?
Yeah,
What kind of food?
I just like whatever Mudokons eat.
Kebab.
Sure, kebabs. But no, yeah,
Halal.
I can see Abe being a very successful self-made merchant.
He wouldn't want to sell pies though. That would bring up too many traumatic memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say Abe would be a really good merchant. Like he would sell a lot of cool knickknacks.
Yeah, ones that he kind of discovered along his journeys.
And also, given how spiritual, he'd make a really good yoga teacher.
Well, Stranger already is a bounty hunter.
He'd be a really good riot squad.
He'd just be a wrangler.
Oh yeah, he would just can you imagine like him in all that riot gear, just charging full force?
Yeah.
You'd probably break the poor soul in half.
I guess okay. So Captain Price, he's retired veteran, and he wants to keep working.
Pub. He opens up a pub.
I can see that. He's a bartender.
Yes.
I can see that. Who else would be a good bartender? Nathan Drake.
Wasn't he a bartender?
Yeah, in the movie, I think he was. But
that
wasn't like canon, was it?
Yeah. Side note, I actually really like that movie. I know it's not like that great by most standards, but I thought it was
alright.
It's very entertaining. I enjoyed it for all it's worth. I'd recommend watching it at least once.
I mean, as a huge fan of the series, I don't really count it, but like, it's not like the worst video game.
It's entertaining enough.
It's
entertaining enough.
You could find much worse than that.
Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
Desmond.
What would Ezio be?
All right, Ezio.
No, Desmond was a bartender. I remember that. And from the first game, they mentioned that because he had so much character.
Okay, so Ezio would. All right, so he wouldn't open up a pizza.
So Desmond would be two things. He'd be a bartender, and he'd also be a stand-in for Adam Sandler.
All right, that could work.
Yeah.
So Ezio, he wouldn't open up a pizzeria. He'd open up like a high-end Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
We're talking.
Ezio?
Yeah, Ezio. Like he would open up the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like pasta, lamb, and I'm not Italian, so I don't really know what they eat.
Pasta fagioli.
Yeah, that
soup. Yeah.
So Ezio, he'd open up
chicken francese, chicken manicotti.
Yeah, so he would open up a legit Italian restaurant, like a sit-down Italian restaurant.
Okay, I feel it. It. And also, they specialize in cafe drinks.
Yes,
that. Make really high quality cappuccino.
Is he from North Italy or Southern Italy?
He's from Florence, so northern.
Okay, so yeah, really good cappuccino.
Firenze.
Who's the pirate?
The pirate assassin?
Yeah.
The fuck was his name? Internet, help me. Kenway or whatever? Connor? No, that was his son. No, wait, from Black Flag they're all related. So like in 3 you play as the Native American son, Connor, who's kind of a little weasel, but I didn't mind him so much. And then his dad was the Templar, Hatham, I think was his name. And then their dad was Edward. That's right.
Okay, so Edward, he would just
Edward Kenway.
He'd be a fisherman
when he's done looting and
either a fisherman, and then once he's done all, he'll just open up his own fish mart.
I think he already was a fisherman or something like that.
Yeah, like what do you call it? Like those fish mart.
Yeah,
I could totally see that.
Just work at the old fish mart. He could work at an aquarium.
Yeah.
At Jenkinson's. At Jenks.
Yeah, so what
are they all like the same age, or are they like retirement age? Like you said Sonic would be it. I mean, that's an easy one.
Hey, be a track teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you call it?
God, imagine having to try to live up to that.
Bless those who do. So, what happened to Desmond after he retired?
Well, he's dead.
Okay, so he didn't retire. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he saved the world and the universe and stuff, but like it was so anticlimactic. It was unbelievable.
I never played any Assassin's Creed games, so I don't know the first thing about him.
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't live happily ever after. Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
Crash Bandicoot. He would be a rock climbing instructor.
I think Crash would be a little bit better as a track coach.
You think so?
He runs away from things a lot.
He does, but
or maybe he could teach you to like ride horses and stuff. Like
He doesn't really ride a
No,
horse.
he could be a what do you call them? The horse jockey, right?
He doesn't really ride a horse.
He doesn't, but he rides polar bears. So if you can ride a freaking polar bear, why not?
Motorcycle instructor.
Ooh,
There you go.
better.
He teaches-
Him and Spyro open up their own motorcycle
yes.
shop.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
The bikes are run on dragon flames.
And like Coco is like the mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so yeah, Crash and Spyro and Coco would all. Well, Coco's here's the thing, like that would be her side gig. Her main gig, college professor.
Coco's a college professor.
Yes, dude, she invented a whole time twister machine in the what do you call it? Not Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, but what you call it? Wrath of Cortex. She made one too.
I have a good one.
What?
Let's talk about some villains. Like, what would instead of just the protagonist? Let's what about if like an antagonist had a daytime job? Let's say they for some reason got acquitted of all their war crimes and awful shit they've done.
Basically, they just.
What would the bad guy from Modern Warfare? What was his name? Makarov.
Makarov?
Yeah. What would Makarov be doing? Would he be working at a deli too?
No, he would be
Making borscht.
No, he'd open his own liquor store.
Called Makarov's.
Makarov's, yeah.
I feel it. I fuck with it. So, what was it like, shooting up that airport of innocent people?
You want your whiskey or not?
You want your whiskey or not? Remember.
No Russian. So, Makarov would, yeah, he'd either he wouldn't start a liquor store. He'd start a brand. That's what he would do. He'd start a brand.
I'd buy it.
His own vodka brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just remember, No Chaser or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just has his face on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a machine gun on it.
Yeah, take a shot of this and get it.
I think I know what's wrong with me. It's these fucking fluorescent lights.
What about him?
Yeah, they just fuck with me. They make me always feel kind of off. They give me anxiety. That's a real thing, by the way. So who would we hire to recommend better lighting?
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Bingo. Shadow the Hedgehog needs to come here right now and help us with our studio lighting. You guys notice? We're gonna have a whole different set here soon enough. We're gonna get like a neon. You said we can get one of them neon
right there.
Signs right there.
It'll be right there on
Custom
the
made, PlayRatedGames.
wall. You wait and see.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm. So Shadow the Hedgehog, he would be a light guy.
I think he'd work at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He works at
Alongside the guy from Hatred.
Not important.
Yeah,
That's literally what he goes by. So not him.
The Hatred guy from not Duhas. What's that band? Rammstein.
No, yeah. Not important from Hatred. He would be the manager at a Hot Topic.
That's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Lazarevich would start his own.
Lazarevich from Uncharted 2.
He would start his own restaurant.
I think he'd be a good baker.
Yeah.
You like cookies?
I mean, we've been to Serbia. The food was pretty good.
That rakia? Rakia? Yeah, that tastes awful. I hated it.
But they love
I mean, I like doing, immersing myself in every country I go to, which is why you should check me out at Globetrotting Guido right here.
Anyway,
you feel me?
Yeah. So,
check it out right here. We're cross-promoting. It's in the description. I'm just kidding.
With all that being said, I'd say he'd own a really good barbecue place.
Wait, say that again?
Lazarevich, he'd own a really good restaurant / barbecue.
Lazarbecue. No, you're good at this. Zoran's. Zoran's Grill and
ZBQ, Zoran's Barbecue. Yeah.
Zoran's Barbecue.
Yeah, ZBQ. That's what they call it.
Imagine that guy up and just in the back mincing meat, just looking at you with half his face just burnt, just I could have been so much more than this.
I used to do this to people.
Oh God, this is people.
So that's what he would do. He would own his own restaurant.
Yeah,
like a sports bar type thing.
I'd eat there.
I would too.
I think Kirby would be an employee at Heart Attack Grill. Kirby would be good as he alongside Guy Fieri. Just taste testing shit, or Anthony Bourdain, and he'd write a novel, or he'd write
Yes, absolutely.
Be a journalist.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Oh, here's one. What would... Did we already say Mario? We didn't say Mario.
Oh yeah, Mario. Well, he's already a plumber.
Well,
But
let's
no,
just-
we did early. We did. We talked about Mario and Luigi.
No, we talked about Luigi. We didn't talk about Mario.
Yeah, we said Mario would. Well, no. Okay, there's so many options. So Mario would be a cleanup man because he would
Yes.
come by, and he would have his flood. And Mario, it's like there's so many possibilities, but they have to be grounded in reality. So no magical abilities. So I think the flood is like he
You know,
still has.
No. Forget the rules. Magic can be used if it's productive to the job in question. You know what Bowser would be? Bowser would be also a professional meat smoker.
I think Bowser would be a good dare officer,
Yes, he tells people to
warning
keep it
people
clean.
of the dangers of drugs and mushrooms and psychedelics and all that.
Yes, because he knows those mushrooms firsthand.
He also makes people aware of kidnapping, human kidnapping, and the dangers.
Koopa trafficking.
Yeah, exactly. Bingo. Yeah,
Koopa trafficking.
it's just brilliant.
Yes, this is just real philosophy right here. So
I love it.
okay, so let's see who else do we have. There's
Leon,
You know what Leon would do?
besides being a cop, he's done being a cop. He's sick of it.
No,
And the world's cured of all residents and evils.
boy band. He'd start his own boy band.
He's gotten a little old though.
Doesn't matter. He's
No,
still-
Hollywood's been like, nah, you're too fucking old. Get out. You're wrinkled. You got crow's feet. Let's say he's like 40 at this point. I think he's more like an acoustic solo guitarist.
All right, he becomes a musician,
Yeah, I think so.
an emo musician.
I think Leon just goes stir crazy and just starts his own cult.
Jesus.
Damn.
I certainly hope not. No, you know what? He becomes a critically acclaimed indie musician. That's what he
Fuck with
does. He becomes a critically acclaimed indie
Leon
musician.
and the Kennedys.
The Kennedys. There you go.
No. Leon and the Raccoons. I don't know. It's
Chris Redfield. He'd be a personal trainer.
absolutely.
Just the guy's built like that filing cabinet over there.
Yeah, man. He would definitely be selling his bullshit like fitness routines,
Yeah,
packages on Instagram and whatever else.
his rock
Tic
punch,
Tac.
his rock punching classes.
Yeah, dude. He doesn't like while who's the rock climber? Crash.
Yes.
So while Crash is busy climbing the rocks, Chris comes in and just punches them, and Crash is all like,
Wow. Whoa. Okay, and Claire Redfield. You know what Claire Redfield would do?
"What's that?"
Claire Redfield would become a school teacher.
I think she'd be like the singer.
A singer?
Yeah,
Okay.
in Leon's band.
Okay, so basically, they would basically be Stevie Nicks and whoever else sung in Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
The
In their heyday.
the main male singer and the main female singer would be Leon and Claire. Okay, so what would Wesker? What would Wesker be?
What would Shy Guy? You know Shy Guy from Mario?
No. Wait.
Yeah, the red guy with like the
Oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, so I think I don't know if you ever played this game in Mario Party, but he like does like the red flag, the white flag, and you have to like imitate it, or he'll like snip your thing and kill you. It's actually kind of dark. So basically, Shy Guy I think would just be traffic controller.
Yeah, air traffic controller.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's very he is that kind of mind for it, I suppose.
Yes, and
I was thinking just street traffic.
oh, that works too. Street talk. Yeah, like
Start out there, but then eventually,
yeah.
he's working at Newark Airport and fixing up whatever drama they got going on.
So okay, Yoshi. You know what Yoshi would be?
He'd be in a zoo. I don't know.
That's not a job.
I know it's kind of sad.
No, you know what Yoshi would be? He would be a professional
I think you rent a Yoshi to like take across town.
a professional circus animal. That's what he would be.
That's still kind of cruel, though, right? I heard the.
No, he works on his own terms and he gets paid directly.
Fair enough. He gets to eat whatever he wants.
He does his amazing egg trick. I need a volunteer. He'll turn me into
Yeah.
an egg.
No, he's How to Basics assistant.
Okay.
because eggs have gotten expensive.
So, all right, and
Meow.
Waluigi. You know what Waluigi would be?
I don't fucking know.
Do you know who Waluigi is?
I know who Waluigi is.
I would say that Waluigi would be a professional skyscraper window cleaner.
I mean, you could just be a painter.
Wario, I could see Wario, like he wouldn't open a restaurant, he'd open up a food truck.
Oh yeah. Well, Wario's like really greedy. I think
I know.
he's like Scrooge McDuck.
So Wario, he would open up a food truck and try.
Maybe Wario would be the stockbroker, like scummy sleaze bag. No, you know what? Wario and Waluigi would both be used car salesmen.
And they would just overcharge horrendously.
Yeah.
They would like, what do you call it? They would just like key the numbers 007 and say James Bond drove this.
Yeah. Or the guy from Animal Crossing, what's his name?
Mr. Rossetti.
No. Nook. Tom Nook, I think.
I ever played it.
It's like the raccoon that's always going around harassing you to pay your rent.
You sure that's not Mr. Rossetti?
I don't think so.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
I never really played Animal Crossing that much. I didn't find it that fun.
No, it's one of those games that you play when you're.
It's a slice of life, and I get it. It's popular for a reason.
I mean, I guess it sounds weird to say because like all games you're supposed to play when you're bored, but that's a game you're supposed to play when you're just bored and you don't want to do. It's weird. It's a game that you play when you're bored, but you don't want to play anything exciting.
Yeah, it's just it wasn't. How do I put this? Like, I'm okay. Not every game has to just be like constantly like pow pow, like just
yeah,
overstimulation. But that game was just so. And I actually enjoyed that game, Unpacking the Indie game. I platinumed that game. So I can appreciate a good slice of life kind of game. But Animal Crossing just doesn't do it for me.
I never bothered to play. A lot of people I know played them on deployment.
Not everything has to be Doom, I get it, but
yeah, like there's things that can be slow paced, things that can be,
yeah, for sure,
more
for sure.
grounded.
For real.
Okay, so who else have we not named?
Kratos.
Kratos would teach Greek history at university.
I see that. Yeah, he's good with kids.
And if you fail his class, he rips you in half. I'd say it works. You will correct this now. Correct it.
Oh, God. The kids keep coming home and having to lie to their parents. Like, hey, I got bullied at school. It was that same kid.
In university? God.
He's a college professor.
God, man.
How has this man not been fired? Because they're afraid he's going to rip them in half.
You want to be the one to do it? Be my guest, brah.
So Kratos, he ripped another student in half. It's like, we're going to have to really reconsider. No!
Yeah, he would be a good college professor. I would say, here's an interesting one. One that you probably never thought of.
What's that?
Jake Conway.
Who?
Jake
Conway.
Conway.
From Ride to Hell?
Yes.
I don't think that man fits in anywhere.
No. We have to give him his due credit.
He can go work at Starbucks for all I care.
Come on.
All right. He goes around protecting prostitutes.
So a cop?
Nah, that's not even. I mean, you know what? He works at a casino. He's a poker dealer.
Yeah, and if you try to gyp him or the casino, he kicks you to death.
Yeah. He just keeps kicking you out the door.
Yes. He QTEs you to death once you're outside.
I think Jack and Daxter would make a good stand-up duo.
But
obviously Daxter does most of the talking.
That's exactly it. I feel like
occasionally Jack is like the straight man to play off of that.
I feel like Jack doesn't really have that sense of humor about him.
No, I think it could work though. I think they could work. I could see them at the comedy club.
Okay, yeah, they become, and then they even get their own show on Comedy Central.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I'd watch it.
I would too.
Get their own Netflix series.
Sly and
what would Sly do when he's not stealing shit?
He's retired. He doesn't steal no more.
Sly goes around paying.
Sly becomes A gymnastics teacher.
Yeah.
That works. So he does gymnastics. The Murray does weight training. And Bentley is a math tutor.
Bentley's a drug dealer.
No, he's a good turtle.
He's a very good turtle. Well, he's already a hacker. Think of all the experience he has.
Cybersecurity. There you go.
He's just an IT guy. He you know.
And
I think Bentley would really thrive in the AI market.
Yes.
The AI industry.
Carmelita Fox, she, she's still in law enforcement, but she's just security at the courthouse now. She doesn't want to go out and do missions like that anymore.
Maybe she becomes a judge.
Who knows? Maybe that's what Carmelita would do.
Serving justice.
Serving justice. Dr. Neocortex, he decides to give up his life of taking over the world and becomes a science teacher. He teaches chemistry.
He teaches chemistry. He's got his whole Walter White arc.
In reverse.
Yeah?
No, like he went from villain to teacher.
He's breaking good.
He's breaking good. Or fixing good? Would that be the opposite? Fixing good?
Fixing good?
Yeah, instead of breaking bad, fixing good.
Repairing well.
There you go. Repairing well.
It's the greatest title for a show I've ever
Make
heard.
it happen, Netflix.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Repairing well with Dr. Neocortex.
What would Sam Drake do? Barber. He cuts hair.
Why was that your first thought?
He has a real, he knows style. He knows
He's got a
hairstyle.
nice head of hair, yeah. Considering he was in prison for God knows how long.
So he cut his own hair.
Yeah.
He
must have.
Mm-hmm.
Because in prison, I mean, all the rest of them, they were all like, they shaved all their heads. It was like a Panamanian jail.
It's a Panamanian prison, my guy.
Panamanian prison.
Rafe would be he'd own his own jeweling company.
Yeah, they never specify like exactly what his business was. He's just really rich.
Jeweling.
He's like that guy in Sex and the City. Don't ask why I know this. I had an ex-girlfriend, and it's like that one guy that what do they call it? Where you don't know what he does, but he's just Mr. Big Shot, and he's just Mr. Rich Guy.
He's a jeweler. That's what Rafe would be after.
He's a jeweler?
He's a jeweler. He owns his own jeweling company.
I fuck with it.
He bought Kiss Begins with K and says every real love begins with R because Rafe.
I think Eddie Raja would do the narration on the QVC channel.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, "You buy it now." I don't know.
He'd be a tour guide in Indonesia.
Yeah, at the Borobudur.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You do that.
That'd be cool.
And the main villain in Uncharted 3 would just make tea for people. I don't know. That's what British people like, right?
Should be an interior designer.
Okay.
What about the guy? What was his name?
He'd open up his
Talbot.
own. Yeah, he'd open up his own tea shop.
No, he'd be a magician. Because he like disappears.
Yes.
And stuff like that. I don't know. Or he'd work at like a didn't they legalize like mushrooms in some states or some shit? Be like working. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
because he drugs Nate.
But the thing is like mushrooms, and he doesn't live in the States. He lives in the UK.
It's true. It's true.
So, what would
you just be a secret agent?
Sure. He already is a secret agent, essentially. I would say that.
What would Donkey Kong do?
Donkey Kong, he would. He'd work in the shipyards, lifting a lot of heavy stuff.
Yeah. No, he would just be a mover.
Okay, yeah.
For like big houses though, because like if they're too small, he won't fit in. He's gonna dent the walls.
DK moving.
DK moving. Him and Diddy and okay, if it's the smaller houses, he'll just have little Diddy Kong and
yes,
Dixie
Diddy
Kong.
Kong, not the other one.
Dixie Kong?
Never mind.
Oh. He's referring to.
So anyway, moving on.
We'll have a lot of editing to do in this.
Yes, Diddy Kong, DK moving. It works.
DK moving. I like it. I mean, those guys make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Those big houses. He moves everything in barrels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should get paid for this.
That's sick. That's actually might be one of the best ones we've come up with.
Yes, and
he's a good driver.
Solid Snake.
Oh man, possibilities are endless. He's also a magician.
You know what he
He's
does?
so good at sneaking around.
You know what he does?
What does Solid Snake do?
He you know what? He works at he owns a shooting range.
He runs a shooting range. I can see it.
He runs a shooting range.
He works at Nordstrom.
No, his brother / clone works at Nordstrom.
Liquid Snake or Big Boss or
I don't know, man. That series is. All right, now here's two really good ones. Andrew Ryan.
What would Andrew Ryan from BioShock?
Yes,
He'd probably be like a politician or something. You know, he'd be like a local. He'd be like a governor or like the town mayor or something like that.
So basically, he would just be a libertarian mayor.
He's got that charisma.
So basically, he's just like, vote for me and you can do whatever you want.
Has he done all the BioShock shit, or is this just like an alternate universe where he does good?
No, basically, he's like, you know what? I'm done with Rapture. Up to the surface I go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he works for Goodyear Tires. He's like their spokesperson. I'm Andrew Ryan.
No, you know what he does?
You don't want to have a bad year, do you?
No, you know what he does? He weasels his way into... What do you call it? He rips the carpet from Michael Eisner's feet and he buys Disney.
Andrew Ryan, yeah.
And he turns it into shameless libertarian propaganda of why you shouldn't share wealth with others.
Yeah. What about Father Comstock?
Father Comstock,
I was about to say something really wrong.
Father Comstock, you know what I could see him doing?
What's that?
He decides to go legit. He becomes a televangelist, where he's on TV like, please call the number on your screen now and donate $1 today.
Oh, he's like Joel Osteen or that guy.
Donate that $1 today and you can save a life.
Hell yeah.
Lord have mercy. Andrew Ryan would buy Disney. He kind of looks like Disney. Not Corona. Cortana. There we go. You know what Cortana would do? She would be the
Corona.
No, she would be the person.
Status report, Corona.
She would work for the airlines and be sure to tell you like when to buckle up or take when.
She's a stewardess, but
no.
like your own personal one.
No. She's just her job is to make announcements on loudspeakers.
Well, Cortana already works for Microsoft. She already is an AI thing in real life. You know.
Oh, okay.
She's like Amazon Alexa or one of those.
Okay, so that's what she would
accidentally just set one of these random devices off in the room.
So yeah, that's what she would do.
I might have. I may have just. Whoop.
So that's what Cortana would do. She would be an AI spokesperson, which I guess she already is. Oh, Marcus Phoenix.
Marcus Phoenix would basically be.
You know, in a burger shop.
No. Who's that flex tape guy? You know what I'm talking about? He would be like that for his own products, like for chainsaws and stuff.
Phil Schaefer?
Phil, yeah, his name's Phil something.
Phil Powers?
Yeah. I know JonTron did a bunch of videos on him.
Phil Powers?
Flex tape guy. Phil Swift?
Phil Swift.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Okay, so he'd be a TV salesman.
Yeah, he's a TV salesman for chainsaw guns.
What was...
which are so practical for some reason.
What's the other guy?
Dom.
Yeah, Dom. You know what Dom would
Dom! You're blocking my shots!
Dom would be he'd open up a burger place, as well as like really high-end rustic ones where they wear the black...
the apron?
The black aprons, and like, it has that whole rustic feel to it. And it's really overcharged, but it's really good anyway.
And he calls it Maria's in honor of his wife.
Yes. And then the Carbine brothers.
Well, there's only one of them alive.
No. Just, you know what he does? He opens up a cemetery. That's what he does.
That's so sad.
He opens up a cemetery.
And he works at a crematory.
Yeah, because that's what his
brothers He works at a funeral home.
That's what his brothers would want.
It's called Carmine. It was Carmine. Yeah, Carmine's.
Yes.
Well, that is an Italian restaurant in New York. I mean, that's a lot of Italian restaurants are called Carmine's, but yeah.
Or alternatively, He could work as a insurance salesman. It's like car fines. Like you get in a car accident, he helps you get out of it. I don't know. I think it's a little too tacky.
I just think there's so many other characters before Carmine from Gears of War that I could have thought.
He was my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's his brothers. I remember the first one just gets like sniped in the head. It's like so one and done. I bet they weren't even gonna have like another one.
Did they just thought that'd be a really funny running joke just to have a different Carmine brother and just have some new way
I
to
remember
kill
when
him?
Gears of War 3 came out and there was like a poll where it's like, should we keep him alive or not? And then they did like a whole like fake out death where you think Carmine. I played these games so long ago, but you think Carmine dies in the third one at one point, and then at the very last level, he comes back and saves the day for everyone.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cheesy, but there's like one of those moments where Carmine finally got to. It's like, yeah, Carmine got a win.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I think Carmine 2 got the worst of it.
you think so?
Yeah. Flesh-eating acid.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was sad. So he opens up. You know what? Carmine starts a trauma relief center for people that have lost brothers in combat.
Yes,
I think that's a good one.
that's a really good one.
Yeah.
What would? I'm trying to think what else.
What
here.
Bubsy?
Bubsy, he
Just a rejected mascot.
he opened up a pet shop. There.
Specifically, just has like what, ferrets?
Yes. Sub-Zero. He drives an ice cream truck.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And Scorpion, you know what? They work together.
Seems a
They
little-
gotta work. They gotta work together somehow.
That seems a little counterintuitive.
No, they both work at a deli. So like, you want hot or cold? Hot subs. You want a meatball parm, or you want just to be
But
on.
his side gig is his own ice cream truck.
Yeah, Sub-Zero's ice cream truck, and then Scorpion's just kind of like, get over here. You can't do that to kids.
With these prices, get over here.
Yeah.
It's a steal. Smoke would open up a cigar shop.
It's perfect.
Smoke would open up a cigar shop.
No, Smoke would be like Rob Reiner. He goes around warning people of the dangers of smoking.
There will be no smoking.
Like everywhere he goes, he's at like a pep rally, and he's just like, "You kids, remember, stay away from those nasty cigarettes." And just everybody in the room is just fucking like covering the.
Okay.
Okay, fine, we won't. Leave us alone.
Johnny Cage, he'd be a professional dance
Well, he's
teacher.
already an actor and martial artist.
He's a dance teacher now.
He is?
Yeah, now he's a dance teacher.
He's a figure skater.
Yes.
I fuck with it.
I love it. I freaking love it.
And Sonya's a lifeguard.
Yes.
Like, what's that show with David Hasselhoff? Baywatch.
Jax is a mechanic.
I think he already is a mechanic, though.
Well, now he is again.
Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Open up their own ramen restaurant.
You could do that. Or, you know what? Let's not pigeonhole them. Let's you know what? They make calzones.
They open up an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, and Kung Lao's like with his hat, like dicing up the pepperoni and all the meats like, in the back.
Okay.
You know what? Liu Kang works as a masseuse.
All right, it works as a masseuse.
Yeah. They open up their own sauna.
Katana.
Shaolin sauna.
Katana has her own beauty salon.
Katana's she just models for Vogue.
Melina becomes a dentist.
Cruel irony.
Yes. Melina becomes a dentist.
All she ever wanted was just a normal mouth.
I mean, with all the magic and spells in the world, she couldn't find somebody to fix that.
Right? No, her and Baraka both,
I know the story.
I don't remember. I was just going to say they're both dentists. How about that?
No, Baraka, he's a butcher.
Dr. Baraka?
He's a plastic surgeon.
Okay. Baraka's a kindergarten teacher. Today we're going to learn our alphabet, kids.
Rain, do you know who Rain is?
Yeah.
He's the weatherman.
He's Prince, right?
Yeah, Purple Rain. That's the joke.
He's the. It's just always. He's the weatherman in Seattle.
Yeah, it's literally always raining. I was
Yeah.
stationed there.
There you go.
And what would
Cabal.
He's
a fireman.
Yes.
Well, he was a cop first, I
yes,
think.
and now he's a fireman because he doesn't want anyone to
Get horribly disfigured.
get so horribly.
No, he's a plastic surgeon.
Okay, he works with Baraka at his clinic.
Yeah. Raiden's a Sparky. He's an electrician.
Yeah, he's an electrician.
That's too easy.
No.
That's a given, but
Reptile is a groundskeeper at a golf course. It works.
Why is that so funny? So I did that shit. I'm just imagining like
I'm a groundskeeper now.
Just imagining like driving around the golf cart. Oh man!
So that's what he.
No, because there are a lot of flies around those ponds. You got to mow around. Just like he's just doing.
So that's what.
Oh man! There's one time. I felt so bad. I was so I was a groundskeeper at this golf course. It was like a summer job, and I was mowing the lawn, just typical, And this poor little frog, I had no chance to react, dude. He jumped right in front of the lawnmower, and that thing just got shredded into confetti, bro. Just shredded into ribbons, bro.
God, like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
It was so sad, bro. I hope he didn't feel a thing.
My cousin also worked as a groundskeeper.
It was horrible.
He was using the weed whacker, and there was this little garden snake, and like the garden snake, I guess, tried to challenge it, so it went to bite it, and my cousin said it's like top of its head just went.
Oh, was he doing weed whacking?
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
Basically, his head just like
Yeah.
flipped the other way.
I'm sure there's other like little animals I didn't notice, like little like salamanders and shit. Who knows? But I mean, we don't really have too many of those here. But like, whatchamacallit? That poor frog, man. I felt so bad.
Shao Kahn. What would he be?
Shao Kahn's a motivational speaker.
You suck.
You know, he's a blacksmith. He's got that big ass hammer.
He's a blacksmith.
You suck.
He's a blacksmith and motivational.
Shao Kahn is like Andrew Tate.
Yes.
What color is your McLaren?
What? It's yellow. You suck.
You suck. Yeah. What about Professor Egad? I mean, he's an inventor, so.
Who's Egad?
He's the one that in Luigi's Mansion who gives Luigi his little poltergeist vacuum thing.
Oh, okay. You know what he would be? He would be a paranormal investigator who does all these really terrible documentaries that are not credible at all, but people still watch them anyway.
Yeah. What the? What would Gruntilda be doing?
Gruntilda, you know what she would be doing? She would sell vacuum cleaners.
I think Gruntilda would be good alongside like Simon Cowell on one of those shows. No, it's just like Simon Cowell's like, it was absolutely dreadful. What do you think, Grunty? And then like just has the subtitles at the bottom.
Yeah, she didn't care for it.
But she rhymes everything, of course. No, she's a rapper. What am I talking about? Gruntilda's a SoundCloud rapper.
There you go.
Yeah. Man, she can rhyme like Dr. Seuss, man.
Dr. Seuss. Yeah, man. You ever try to out-rap me? Were
there any video games ever based on any Dr. Seuss properties? Not that I can think of. I'm sure there were, but...
There was The Grinch on the Dreamcast. It sucked.
Oh, wow. That movie's that old.
Dude, that movie's 25 years old.
The Jim Carrey one?
Yes. I saw it in theaters.
I know, I did too.
I recently saw it in theaters again this past
I remember
Christmas.
seeing that as a kid.
Yeah. Actually, so, I mean, he doesn't really... What do you think the Grinch did after he gave up his life of Grinching?
Well, he learned to love Christmas. He found his heart.
But what does that translate to career-wise?
Anger management.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Freaking brilliant. Yeah, you know what? I'd say that all these guys I'd say those are pretty good careers for all of them. Anyone you want to mention?
Alan Wake is already a writer. Dude, I gotta plug in my PlayStation and actually like play that game now, Alan Wake, because I enjoyed the first one. I heard the second one's incredible.
Yes.
I'll do a review on that one too. Alan Wake 2, that'll be a review for me.
You know what Alan Wake does? He's a film critic now.
I gotta play a second game and then I'll come up with his job at his
film critic. He gives it a thumbs up, a thumbs down.
So imagine Master Chief just like on Indeed, just like Cortana. Why is this so hard?
He doesn't know how to use computers.
Yeah, his just hands are too big for all the keyboards.
I'm trying to think who else real quick.
It's like paralysis by analysis. There's so many game characters.
I know. It's hard to think of them when you were put on the spot like that.
Yeah. Probably easier to do a list next time, just go down it.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say that was a pretty solid. I'd say those are pretty solid choices for solid characters, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're all having like, Nate's just like, whatchamacallit, he's working at McDonald's flipping burgers, and then someone orders like a Happy Meal, but the toy is somehow like, it looks like a little treasure thing,
and then
he's like, my God, Sully, I've seen this before. He's like, God damn it, Nate, just give me my fry.
Why does Sully sound like Cookie Monster?
Give me my fries. Damn it, Nate. Sully, you can't smoke cigars in here. My God.
Nate, are you going to give that kid the toy or what?
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord have mercy. No disrespect to people working at McDonald's. I quite like their food.
Hey, man, job's a job.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, some jobs do suck. I've never worked at McDonald's, but I've worked in restaurants.
Yep.
Do you guys know of any video game characters? And imagine what jobs they would do. Leave it in the comments.
Yes, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Remember, PlayRatedGames.com. Your source for everything play, rated, games.
And just remember, you'll see that sign up there, I assure you.
One day. We'll get there.
You wait and see.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Stay tuned.